Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an all-new reaction and review. Tonight, guys, I'm taking another movie off of the Amazon.com wish list, and this one is one that I've had for quite a while, because this was actually one of the first movies bought off of the wish list, and for some reason it's taken me this long to finally cover it. But I am happy to finally get around to watching this thing, because I've been interested in seeing this movie for a couple of years now. Tonight's film is called Gunhed. Yes, guys, it is another film from the Far East. Yes, we're talking about another Japanese film. However, this one is a little bit special, because I actually was looking over my fucking episodes up until this point. I have yet to cover a Japanese film involving giant robots. Which, seeing as how we're talking about Japan, you would almost think that I would have covered like 3 of those by this point, but I haven't. In fact, the closest things I've covered to mechs in this series were gladiformers and transmorphers, and I would love to just forget that either of those things ever fucking existed. But I kind of have hopes on this one because, well, I actually have seen a small clip of this, and by small clip, I'm talking like a 30-second bit, and it was on a site called badmovies.org. I would highly recommend you guys go and check it out. And the clip looked really good. And in fact, it actually was that clip which led to me gaining interest in seeing this thing. So I kind of have hopes. I really want this movie to be good. So I am going to just stop stalling. I'm going to dive right into this thing because I really want to see what Gunhed has to offer. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Gunhed. So, mankind found a substance which is called Tex-Mexium. I would say that is the stupidest element I have ever heard of found in a science fiction film, but then I happen to remember Avatar had by far the stupidest when they had unobtainium. So, at least this one is kind of funny. Shit. I just saw in the opening credits that this film was directed by Alan Smithy. Those of you who don't know the story in films about that is a very bad sign in most cases. But I am going to press on. Wait a moment. So there are sound-activated mines just, floating there. These pinheads are running around firing off guns and blowing up shit. These mines haven't, gone off yet. I don't think these are as sensitive as they were making them out to be at first. Did you guys hear that there? Gunfire. The mines haven't gone off yet. The fuck, man? Okay, so we have been introduced to these 2 kids. They have been on camera for only about a minute, and I already hate them both. They're just way too irritating for me, man. Damn. So within just a few hours, he was able to turn a pile of junk into, well, he's slowly building it into a functional mech. I really don't think that anybody in just a few hours with a box of garbage could build a large warehouse full of garbage, could build a fully functioning mech that actually looks this cool. So far, actually, it's looking really cool, but still, just seems a little bit on the unbelievable side, So this thing's not only a mech, but it's also a transformer? Okay, that actually is really fucking cool, man. That really, really is. Wait a second. He rebuilt the stupid thing, but he didn't know that the engine could use whiskey as fuel. Sure. Why not? I honestly am not going to argue it. He was able to build this stupid thing out of a massive pile of garbage. I guess anything is possible at this point. Okay, I have no idea what in the fuck I just saw. I would really love to attempt to explain it, but that would probably spoil this for anyone who wants to actually watch the movie. Just
We're seven.
I have no idea what the fuck I just saw. That made no sense at all. Well, that was Gunhed. Let me shut this off. Let me pop out the disc, and we can begin the review portion of this thing. Just my God. Well, I think I should start with the one thing that really kind of surprised me, and that is the robot effects. See, I have seen a lot of films and TV shows like live action, which were doing giant robots before CG became this big thing. Most of them used either stop motion, such as in films like Robot Wars and Robot Jocks, which looked really good. But then again, I kind of have a soft spot for stop motion, so sue me. Or others would use rubber suits. That actually was more stuff like Sentai, Power Ranger kind of crap, and Jaguar in Godzilla versus Megalon. So to actually see a film where they have essentially RC robots is really cool. Especially when they have like a whole lot of moving parts, they actually look ridiculously lifelike, and for fucking miniatures, they still look huge. At least I'm going to assume that they are miniature. There's no way in hell they built like life-size robots of these. I just have a feeling. So that actually was pretty cool. Now, I want to talk about a couple of things when it comes to the DVD version, the version I've got in my hand. I'd first like to talk about the picture quality. Because, see, oftentimes I am not able to gripe on picture quality because it's stuff I have downloaded and I might just have gotten like a bad copy. This thing is the commercial DVD. And the picture quality looks like a low-end VHS copy of Gunhed. It's that fuzzy. The picture is just ridiculously blurry and fuzzy, and it just kind of pulls you out of everything. That, to me, was a huge, huge problem, and I'm actually kind of surprised that, the company was ADV, didn't bother to even try to clean up the picture a little bit prior to putting it out on DVD. But that actually is a real minor issue, and you can easily look, past it as time go. Let me try that one again without stumbling. But that is a problem which sort of fades as time goes by. There we go. Anyway, moving on now to acting. First of all, I watched the English dub of this thing. What I'd like to say is a whole lot of the actors are speaking English for the first half hour or so. First 45 minutes, first half of the film. Let's say first half. Has a whole lot of English dialogue. We have one character who actually is from Texas, and beyond her, who actually it actually almost looks like they are using the direct film audio. Every other character who speaks English apparently had to have their lines dubbed in, and the sync on the lips is off by just a hair, and it just makes it look ridiculously weird. There was also one character who actually I believe has the first lines spoken by a character on screen, and his first couple lines he has a ridiculously British accent, and then the accent vanishes the next time he speaks. That actually seemed like a rather glaring problem. I'm actually kind of surprised that nobody went in and fixed that. Otherwise, that actually is acting. Writing is actually okay. The writing because all right, first of all, they had a really strong premise here. It was a very interesting story. The problem was that, well, the end becomes just a colossal mess. It just feels rushed. It feels almost like they were trying to cram way too much in there, and it just didn't work. Everything just becomes lazy and dull, and all of a sudden the action is boring because very little of it is making any semblance of sense. That is, I think, the biggest problem, is that this thing, it starts off good and it ends a little bit, tiresome and sad. However, it isn't nearly as bad as the episode I did before this, Rubber, because Rubber started off like really funny, and then it just almost like that, it just turned into shit. This thing, it actually starts off okay, and it ends kind of shitty. The film is overall just a really average flick. There really is nothing ultimately special about it. It's really difficult for me to actually recommend this movie, but it also is really hard for me to tell you to completely avoid it. It's really that tough. I would say, if you happen to find a copy of this thing somewhere, like if you find it on like Hulu or on Netflix, or if it's running on like the Sci-Fi Channel or whatever, by all means check it out. The movie actually is worth seeing at least once, but I really would not recommend buying it unless you are really into giant robots. And I mean, you have to really be into them. Otherwise, otherwise you are going to look at this and you're probably going to see a huge mess. Now, this movie came off of the Amazon wish list. I stated that at the start of the episode. And this one was another one sent in by Hellbond. And I would like to thank him, because he so far has sent in five movies. In fact, he actually bought four of them at once, and he just bought a fifth. He really was kind of the one who jump-started the, wish list purchasing, because he was the first. So, dude, thank you, and guys, please, by all means, swing on over and check out his channel. He really has some interesting stuff over there. And well, hey, he actually was able to send me some pretty interesting stuff. Granted, some of it was a little bit weaker than others, but still, I have really no real issues with it. So yeah, dude. Like, once more, thank you. Please, guys, by all means, go and check out his stuff. And with that, we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Peace.